Hello guys, it is Woolsey. Welcome back to the review series. This is episode 5, Bismuth by Pack, and I fixed my recording settings, so I'll be using a video again, because I know the paint was kinda iffy. It was quite makeshift, because I couldn't figure out how to fix my settings, but here we are. The beginning of this level is very promising. However, the rest of the level makes my eyes want to die. I have a lot of things I want to say about this, but that is if I'm still able to see at the end of this level. Ah dear. I love the motion in the beginning of this section. It's actually so good. How everything moves, and there's also some dynamic deco around the blocks. Hey. Okay. We basically beat the level because this part's pretty much free. Alright, so I've got the first cube part. Really nice colours, blue and green on the sides. However, the hue could be changed a little bit because it's about 15 seconds of one colour scheme, which gets quite stale after a while. I love these lines around the blocks that move in circles, and also this custom border because it makes the whole level feel like it's moving, alongside the actual movement of the blocks as well. That kind of helps a bit. Right, I gotta say, these arrows are really basic, but I do like that they're blending and that the background effect lights them up a bit. So when it's on this kind of tile right here where my mouse is, it's getting brighter than it is normally. It gives them a little effect and it makes them light up sometimes, which looks quite cool. There's some deco in the blocks, however it's not really much. There's just a lot of blank space within the blocks, which is quite decent actually, because the background is quite clustered as there are lots of small pieces in the rotating checkerboards. But yet again, there is space in between the blocks that could be filled with some sort of saw. Like the only type of obstacle in this are the spike blocks. There could be some saws that maybe blend in the background, like the arrows. Maybe that would complement the whole level better. These blocks are really simple as well. They've got some nice outlines on and they've got a really clean design overall, but there could be some sort of pulsing object just to fill in that little bit more, because the blocks are looking quite basic when they don't have any of those deco pieces on the insides. Also, I gotta say that these spikes are quite basic as well. I feel like they could have a double outline or black outline. No, maybe not black outline, but some sort of deco within them, instead of just having a single outline and pretty much a single color with a little bit of glow at the tip. Nonetheless, that section looks good, but this section, I have a lot to say. Okay, so these pulses are absolutely outrageous. They're far too bright and far too often for you to be able to take in the effect properly. Although I gotta say, it's quite genius how the effect's made in every single object. Even the arrows, the saws, the spikes, literally everything goes by the effect. And it's a brilliant idea, however it's not executed very well at all. In order for a part to look good, it's got to have a good colour depth, and by that I mean it's got to have some light colours, some dark colours. It can't just be all bright, because then everything just becomes one thing. So the first step into fixing this section is to add to the ground and the ceiling. So some sort of ground decoration that's black, overlaying everything, so that it's not just a rectangle in the middle of the screen. It's got to have some sort of decorate. These waves are cool, but there could be something else that mixes it up instead of just being one long wave with everything behind it. Also, since this section is very bright, it might be a little bit difficult for some players to tell where to go. To remedy this, I would put maybe some black deco, like some black diamonds, because not everything should have this effect, because then the level's blinding and it's really hard to see where to go. So you've got to have some sort of, even if it's just minimal deco, showing the player where to go. The next thing I want to point out is the portals that come up on the screen here. They're just here. They don't blend in at all. There's no attempt to like tie it in with the rest of the level. They're just sort of there. They don't even move. Like the rest of the objects are pulsing upwards and downwards, but these portals right here just don't move at all. And they just look really, really out of place. And I'm not really sure what the fix for this would be. I mean, I guess you could kind of alpha them and make them a little bit invisible and have the effect overlay, I guess, but I don't really know how the layering of this effect really works. There could be some sort of deco at least to spice them up or make them look a little bit special instead of just being a default portal and a default slow speed. The next improvement would be these arrows, because it's literally just copied and pasted throughout the entire thing, the same kind of arrows. There's no other deco in the entire section apart from these arrows. I mean, the effect really does fill up the screen, but one kind of arrow, even if it's just two kinds of arrows that have slightly different kinds of opacities, or I don't know, any kind of alteration, so it's not just the same thing over and over again. I want to say this transition with the black background is well built into the level, because as you can see, as you go into the cube portal, it still looks like it's like you can still see past the right hand side of the screen, and then it just pulses into this like black screen with the grayscale stuff, and then it goes to the next section. But the wave one is really hard to see coming, because all of a sudden it just moves onto the screen and it just chucks these obstacles at you. And I died to these about 2 or 3 times, just not knowing that they were going to be coming up. So yeah, this UFO is a bit better than the other section. It's got some more unique structures with some actual like design elements to them. I don't know if you realized in the other section, but these blocks have literally no decoration. It's just an outline and the effect going on. But these ones have a bit of a... I can't really pause on a good time. I'm gonna have to slow the video down just to get a good pause. There, you can see there that there's about 5 different opacities, then there's different outlines. And what makes this part good is that the outlines of these are different to the outlines of the circles and the saws, so these blocks stand out a lot more. This should have been done in the other section, in my opinion, because everything has the same outline, everything looks the same. But in this part, there's different levels to it. Yet again, in this section we've got the repeated ground that could be improved, because we all know that there are custom borders that slide in. Why can't these be used a little bit, just to vary it up just a tiny little bit and make it feel a bit more full? Because at the moment the effect covers the entire screen, and if you move the custom ground up a little bit, because you never need to go down to the top and bottom anyway, you can move it up at least 20, or like down at least 20, and move it back down, pulsing to the thing, and that would fill up the screen a bit more and make it a bit different, you know? I'm just looking at this and realizing how crazy this section actually is. This is probably the best part in the level, followed closely by the cube section, because the cube section is really clean. The colours are just unbelievable. And yet again, you see the portal there. It's just there. It doesn't have any like alterations or anything to make it tie in. It's just existing for the sake of gameplay. I do like that this pulses white though. It makes a difference, because there's a lot of pulsing just solid color, but these stay black for the most part, and on the odd pulse they go white, so it changes up the pulses. And also these pulses are different to the pulses on the saws, which is really nice. Creates that difference between obstacle and saw that you don't normally have. I gotta say, watching this transition is really cool, but actually playing it and figuring out that it's gonna come, it's just scary. I do like that the level fades out. However, I can't help but notice every single border in the entire section, apart from the spikes, has this black outline. So I feel like the spikes could also have this outline. And also, the way this block design is, it has a pillar here and then it has a pillar lower, and I think the top pillar could have more of a difference than the bottom one. The difference between this and this is very subtle, so I feel like there could be a more exaggerated difference in the top block than the bottom one, if you know what I mean. Also, these saws have no difference in each other, so I feel like some of them could be connected to the ceiling or the ground. There's potential here, or they could be changed hues even, instead of just being the same color. I don't know, maybe have some rotate faster than others, or have some with black outlines with a white inside or something. I don't know. Just spice it up. Just experiment with all of your designs, and yeah, design your orbs. Alright, I feel like that review didn't take very long, so hopefully I've done a good job. I don't even know. This could be a 5-minute episode, it could be a 10-minute episode. Heck, the last one was 15 minutes, so this could be anything. overall, it's a really good level. It could just have some little adjustments with the brightness and the color depth. Just make it feel a bit more, I don't know, full, because on this screenshot it's basically just white. God, this UFO section looks so cool. It's just when playing it just feels weird. Also, just before I close this video, I want to point out that there was some logo potential in this screen right here. But whatever. It's a sick level. Thanks for requesting it, Puck. I've enjoyed reviewing it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next review episode. Goodbye.